Alright, I think this tutorial is finally ready because I've ironed out most of the kinks on this. This whole process is pretty picky, but basically what we're doing here is adding custom armor to these characters and then allowing their art sets to be overridden through it. So here's an example. We've got Jun Yu. He's got some custom strategist armor. This is all temporary placeholder picture stuff. But you can see then that he's got armor with stats, but he's going to be wearing his custom uh, look, I guess, or custom armor. So we can do the same thing here. We can recruit Sao Ren and make him the commanding general. And you'll see that he's got the custom expertise armor, and he is also wearing a custom skin. So that's what we're doing. Does any armor give evasion? I haven't even looked at any stats. That's cool. Really just keeping it simple right now for the most part. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing in this tutorial. I'm going to just be making a custom armor and throwing it on in there. So first things first, you got to open up Tweak. I'm going to be updating my Excel sheet with all this too and try to do it in a orderly way instead of jumping around like I have in the past. So the first table we're going to edit is called just CEOs, I'm pretty sure. Yep, whoa. CEOs. So for this example, I'm going to take this whole row, add a record, paste it in, and backspace this stuff just to get the same ordering. Should I make it water? I guess I'll make it water. Because Hung Guys is called test. I don't know, whatever. Whatever. This isn't that painful to make anymore. So this one's going to be custom water, apply and close. The next table is CEO effect lists. So you just add a record, name it the exact same thing, slap it in there. Then we do effect list to effects. I'm going to add a record, paste this in here so I have the name. And we're going to do AI hint general. We're just going to take this old one here and we're going to take all this stuff. These are the effects that you can play with later on. They're not important now. Just getting the groundwork in. Apply and close that. I think what I'd like to do next is start at CEO nodes, if I remember right. And you link a node to that new effect list. So I'm gonna take this, paste it all in here. Oh really, it doesn't let me, that's unfortunate. Okay. You gotta type it out, it's a new one, so, but you basically just make it match everything here. I'm actually going to put that somewhere in my Excel sheet just in case I end up needing it again. One thing you can do then is, if you're ever confused, well, that was a terrible example, you can like see references and dependencies. So this is a bad example because there's only one, but clearly the next place we're going to move to is CEO threshold nodes, but I worry that we might need... No, never mind, we're good. Okay, so we're going to go to CEO threshold nodes. I'm just putting that in the Excel. And same situation. Take this, add a record, paste it in here. Except we got to change this now to... Yes, so I was wrong. We didn't make a threshold, so we're gonna just discard changes, and let me just reorder my Excel thing. Good God. So CEO thresholds first, and link it to the CEO that you made. Apply and close. Now we can go to CEO threshold nodes and add a record. Get the water, link it to water, get that in there. Let's see, where do we want to go from here? Probably the groups. Let's start here and see what happens. CEO groups. Or, yeah, I think we did these, yep. So, after groups, I think it's group CEOs. Oh man. So I just do permissions all and set this to water. There it is, it exists. I think we need a spawner to do this. So we're going to open the dependency for spawners, and I think we make one. Yup. Oh shoot. I need to open this back up though, because we definitely didn't follow the naming convention from before. So it's armor unique, and we want to put that to water. So this was CEO spawners. And now we can edit this table, which is CEO group spawners. These two actually I don't need, but I'm just going to leave them there because it's not hurting anything. CEO group spawners. CEO permission groups, perhaps, would be the next. Oh. CEO permissions. Why is this opening up like underneath where I can't see it? That's sweet. So we do that, then we do the permission groups. God, look at this. It's going underneath my like window browser thing. Their taskbar. link these bad boys up. So that's there. Should really be deleting these out of the list that I had before. Permission groups. I think the next one is scripted permissions to permissions. Ooh, we don't have... Aha, so we need to do that first. CEO... we can add this in here. Scripted permissions to permissions. We did thresholds. Do we do group spawners? Yeah, we did that. We'll do another simple one. CEO template manager CEO limits. This 55 doesn't seem to matter. Everything is set at 1, but oh. I'm just keeping the trend alive, baby. I just set it at 55 for no reason. What was that? That was CEO. Oh, I don't want to type this one out. Okay, fine. CEO template manager types. All right, now we get into some of the actual tricky ones. I don't think we need to edit initial data stage. I think this is something that you're going to have. Yeah, this is something that's just going to be set up. I mean, if you want to add new characters like Lady Beyond and all these other people, you're going to have to put this in here, but don't actually need that specifically for this to work. So our next ones are CEO initial. We'll do data to stages first. Really wish this would stop opening up underneath my task browser. I'm trying to think of what character we're going to give this to. It's going to be kind of hard to test Chen Gong because I don't really have a way to get him because he's starting in the Han Empire. I don't think any event to move him to Dongzhou is active right now. Don't want to do Chengpu because we're doing water. I don't have a file for him either. I guess I'm trying to think if there's any strategists that I want to do this on that I have. Does Jia... this guy spawns underneath underneath Dongzhou. I'm pretty sure he starts there. Yeah, so I guess I would just... Did I even add this to... I don't even know if you need to edit this table, and in fact we're going to experiment in the fact that maybe you don't. Initial data to stages, we're going to make that color in the document. Okay, so I don't think you actually need to edit this one. I think you can get along away from it just fine. Importantly, though, we need to do initial data active CEOs. This is the one that actually spawns things. It's for characters that start in the start pos. So instead of having light armor water common, we're going to equip him with our new custom water. Applying close. Active data equipments. Same thing. I think that this table is for if they spawn like from an event or they didn't start on the campaign map. So I'm not quite sure whether there's complete duplicates of this, but it's a thing. Now, what is the one really other important one? I think it's this one. Weird. I'm pretty sure it's this table. If you run into an error where he's like still equipping the wrong armor, it's because he had like multiple armors in here and you have to delete the entries out. I'm thinking that this is the table. And then we should only have CEOs to equipment variants left for the most part. You know what I'm actually going to do in here? I'm going to make sure that he has this on. What? There. We're going to just copy this. You can assign an armor from the base game, or you can take the time to make your own, but it's going to need to be in the pack when you generate it. So for simplicity, we're just basing these off of other characters. The idea is that you leave the male and female models blank here, and obviously weapons and stuff too, because you're just putting in blank armor so that you can easily assign their custom models to their character generated art sets. So we're gonna do that. That's that. I hope that's everything. I guess we'll find out in a second. So your next step is to build CEOs. Just takes a second. So gotta close that. And then you open up the pack that's responsible for running and creating your start positions. Update the data in there. And then you run Bob. And this will launch the game and do some stuff here. Let me just make sure that this character is linked to his initial CEO. Good, he will be, so he'll generate it properly. However, he's going to appear as just a guy with hands and arms because we don't have a custom model for him right now. That's totally fine. Can fix that in a bit, just make a new one and pop it in there. So he's going to appear as Hero Skin Male 42, so it's just going to be like a face and some hands. Assuming everything went right. Which oftentimes it doesn't with these things because they're just so involved and it's quite simple to make small mistakes. You always got to pray for the green. I think we're going to get it. Yep. open back up the pack that you're running in and just add the start pos folder in, and then we go and test it. There's one other important thing that I forgot to explain is you're going to have weird portrait issues if you don't put this into your pack. So here's the armors, and you want them to override something of the sort with their custom ones, because if you go into, oh man, lots of folders open. If you go into your data and you go into your UI, you've got all your custom characters in here, right? Well, if you to get these custom pictures, you have to make these blank, and if these don't exist in here, let's say because we just made a brand new one, you're going to have issues in the game once it launches. You'll have like a captain picture cover it. Yeah, so Tyrant. We're gonna hope this one works on the first try. That would be pretty amazing. Usually there's something to fix. Where are you? Alright, so it worked out on the first try. Holy shit, can you believe it? So can I recruit people on this turn? No? Where is this guy? Oops. Okay, he's just not deployed, so we're gonna look at this picture. Interesting. I'm gonna replace that. And then just to confirm, so he is just a dude with arms and hands right now, and the way that that would be fixed would be to go, oh, and also I know that I didn't add any text to this, so we're going to call this probably unique strategist armor or whatnot when like it comes out, so it's going to be like universal for all of the one for each element, and that'll allow us to support adding all the other characters that other people have uploaded to the workshop this manner. It'll be quite simple to be compatible with everyone. So yeah, then the concept is that you're going to just point Gia, I don't even know how you say that, Gia X's or J's. You would point his art set to a new variant mesh, and then it'll just always have that, and you can't take off the armor, so the armor's blank, but you've got his unique character portrait. So yeah, I hope you guys found that tutorial somewhat helpful. I'm going to upload this then, and probably, yeah, I guess I'll take this up there, but I'm gonna work this out, try to make it a little bit more legible. I don't know. Basically, I just followed this process across. You do these three, then you do these ones, and that's the whole concept. This is going to be a totally optional one, so just make it gray for no reason, so it's hard to see. I guess blue will be like a weird optional color. Just been kind of going with green being mandatory and red being like the tricky ones. Can I color these all at the same time? That would be super nice. Oh, look at that. There we go. There we go. Yep. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys find this helpful.